Hey everybody, let's do today's CSS daily target battle. Let's get right to it. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Hilarious, beautiful, intriguing. Okay, what is this shape? What is this shape? What is the shape? What is the shape? And how do we do it? So, to me, Mr. Conic Gradient, I kind of can't help but see conic gradients. So if it's a conic gradient, what are the conic gradients? How about we put red in the background and then put a linear gradient or conic gradient in front of it? What can we do? How few conic gradients can we do? And where do we put them to get that? So we want transparent to see through to the red, 75%, 270 degrees. And then this white, which is hash FFF0. And then if we, so I'm going to make that black and then put it in the upper corner and give it a height and width and no repeat. So that's the background right now. Teeny tiny 100 by 10 pixel thing. And what I want to do is I want to do, see the white part? I want to make that the white part. And so I think it's this size. Yeah. Okay, so we move it down. And we want the white part, and let's make it taller. I mean, goodness gracious. 50, 60, there it is. Taller again, 20, 30, 40, 50. So now it's as tall as that. So this is the shape that I'm looking at. And now we need to make it as wide until the white repeats over here. So that width is, we'll call it 2, 240, 250, 260, 270, 280. That's it. And then we need some at values. How about at, what is that, halfway? No, 40%, and then 10%. Excess commas will be punished. There we go. Okay, so we want, that's at 40, 41, 42, 43, 43, 44, 43. So you see that little white line? I don't know if you can see that, but it just doesn't look good. Unless we do, what, 43.5 or 42.5 or 42.6, 0.7, 0.8, 42.8 pixels. So that's how many characters? How about 80 pixels? 80, 90, 100, 10, 20, 120 pixels. And then this is 10%. Maybe that's 20%. And we'll take 20%. That's fine. That's a fine number. Okay. So that's our first conic gradient. I'm going to make that black transparent again by adding a 0 to it. And I'm going to let it repeat. And then what do we got? We got that. So then, can we reuse that? Maybe not. Probably not, because I don't think the width of this is the same. And that's unfortunate. So what are our choices? Right now we're not using an element, but maybe we want that. Maybe we want an element. Because if we can do that, then maybe we don't need that. So this is no good. I've decided to use an element. Can I place an element? How little code can I write to make this element cover? Let's do margin -30, and and then 100. So that's, I want to cover the part that's not done yet. How about 110, 111, 112, and then make a little taller, 1, 3, 10. Okay, so let's do -1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8. There it is. And then I think we make that height 300. Okay, and even 300. All right. So if we've got that, then what if we do a conic gradient there? What if we do this conic gradient like that? Plunk. Okay, and that conic gradient is that right now. Do the same thing that I just did, and we're going to move it down over 0 and then down 100 pixels. Let's give it a height and width. We'll go a little narrower, 50 by 50, and no repeat again, and do the same trick, making that black so that we can see it. So what I want to do now is have that white be this color here. So in this case, oh, actually we don't need to move it into that place, do we? We need to put it at the upper corner, and we want to do this shape. And you can see that shape that I'm doing. So this shape here. So that's 100 over. And it's actually going to be, instead of that, it's going to be 75% of the white, and then black the rest of it. Or transparent is what I actually mean there. Okay, so too wide, make it 90. Actually, 95. 95, sure. And then taller, 150, 160, 165. And then let's move it out at 50%, 50%. Can we get away with percentages? We would like to. I would certainly like to. That would be great. Right now that's dead center, and we just need to go, we need to go over a little, 55, 60, 65, 67, 68, 69, 68. 68.2%, and then downward 8, 1, 2, 3, 2. Don't like that. How about 100 pixels? 110 pixels, 20, 30, 40, 35. Okay. So now, make that black transparent and remove the no repeat, and then we get our plus sign. And that's a match. But now we realize that we don't need the conic gradient in the background. We don't need that. That's no good. And I would like to introduce you to the repeating linear gradient. Let's do this as a repeating linear gradient, which is a little bit different, but encapsulates the whole thing. Now, it does have this big long word repeating in it, which I won't lie, is a lot of characters and might just take up your background position and background size anyway. But I think if we do red and then white, there you don't see the repeating, but that's because we don't have any color stops. So if I do 0, 10 pixels, 10 pixels, 20 pixels, then it will repeat, which is pretty nice. Like, that's cool. So that's repeating at an axis. But we've got another problem, right? We've got, maybe we need to, because we've got red and then white and then red. And so maybe we need a background position anyway. So, and if we do, 40, well so the numbers have to make sense. They have to be non-overlapping. So there's that. So let's see what that code looks like, and then you can kind of see why we're not going to do that. 60, and then 0, 100, 110, 95, 90, 90. So that's that repeating, right? Okay. And in this case, I guess we need on this element, we don't need transparent, we need the color. There it is. So now we're blocked out in that area. So instead, we won't do that. I think we do want these numbers, and I think it's 60 pixels and 0. And it's at what? 50 pixels? Let's see, 0, 0, 2. So right now we need to set a vertical height. That way we get it. And let's do a no repeat. Again, so same principle. I want to be able to see what it is I'm doing. So I want to create a background that's this white stripe and then the red stripe. And I want it to align perfectly. So I think I'm in the right, where am I? So I've started with red. No, I'm totally wrong. So it's got to be white. And then red. And for some reason, what am I doing wrong? Oh, because I've got 2 hash marks, and that makes it not valid. Okay, so and what I would like to do is move this down 50 pixels. Oh, and because I can't see through to the background, when I'm creating that background, I need some reference. Otherwise, I can't see, well, the first stripe is white, and if the background is by default white, then I can't see what the heck I'm doing. So you need to, I always think of this as turning on the lights. When you add an outline, 2 pixels, pink, solid, right? Then you can see an element on a web page and see, well, what the heck is going on? Why can't I see it? 60, 70, 60, 60, 60, and then that stripe is 30 tall. And how tall is it? It's too tall. Let's make it less tall. 1, 3, 4, 5. And then when we turn the repeat back on, we got it. Okay, so is this the shortest code that we can do here? So we don't need, this could be anything. So like 1 pixel does it. 1% does it. So there's the short thing. We can do that. So there's a little shorter code. And you can put a percent in lots of places and use it instead of a space. I believe you do the same thing with a plus sign, but that's regardless. All right, so do we have all the pieces that we need? I think we do. I'm content with that. I guess in theory, what this points out is that if this is the same, is this the same thing? Like, could you use the same kind of gradient to do this? To do the background as the element? I'm not going to sweat that, but I think that there are probably some interesting and intriguing ways to just use one gradient for sure. And this is also one that you could do with all clip path. So many choices for this one because it's so plainly geometric. You could also do it with borders. You could do it with a few elements. Lots of choices. Super choices. If you want to get cute, you could use HRs, horizontal rules. Like that's lots of choices. It's fun to make stuff. So, but this is how I did it, and I'm content. And it's a fun Saturday here on this part of the world. And it was a good day, and I hope you're having a great day, and I hope you're being good to each other, and I hope you're making stuff with CSS. It's fun to make stuff with CSS and HTML. Do that all the time. Have a great day. Take care.